I thought I was perfectly healthy, but I could have died. But it's not like you think. It wouldn't have killed me overnight, but even worse, slowly and silently, without me probably even finding out about it before it would have been too late. This is happening right now to thousands of men and women in their 20s, 30s, or 40s every day. I'm going to walk you through exactly what has happened to me, and more importantly, how you can catch it before it happens to you. By the end of this video, you won't just know what to look for, you'll have a clear roadmap to protect your health, your energy, and most importantly, your future. By the way, my name is Marvin. I've built 5 different online businesses to over 5 figures a month, all from home with clients in 39 countries worldwide. So I think I understand what it means to work with discipline, to optimize every part of my day for the best output, and to push yourself towards a high level of performance. But none of that really mattered when my body started just falling apart. I started feeling a lack of energy, and for some reason, I started feeling a lack of enthusiasm in pretty much everything that I did. And for the longest time, I really just felt like it was just normal. And therefore, I ignored these issues for years. It started in my 20s when I felt a little bit more fatigued. I needed a bit more sleep. I just thought, maybe this is what getting older feels like. I felt fatigued in the morning, and I grew incredibly dependent on caffeine every single day just to make it through a work-heavy day. And here's how bad things became. Only to feel exhausted again by 5 p.m. the same day. Oh, that's because of my bad diet yesterday, I told myself. Just a bad night of sleep, right? But it wasn't just that. The list of my symptoms grew longer and longer. Over time, I realized it wasn't just my daily level of fatigue that worried me, but also a lack of motivation to just do anything, to experience anything, just anything. Honestly, I think it really became a serious depression where I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't even properly exercise my body. I felt so sore after each workout. I wouldn't recover from a workout for like 4 days, even when I wasn't pushing myself hard. My afternoon crashes got so bad, I couldn't even hold a proper conversation. I felt like my brain was just shutting down. I couldn't focus. I couldn't find the right words. And it was just like watching my ability to think fall apart in real time. Honestly, I could list 20 or like 30 different symptoms. Every single day looked like this. And every single day got a little bit worse than the day before. Things just kept getting worse, slowly, quietly, and relentlessly. To make a long story short, I spoke to multiple specialists, and they tested my blood work on nearly everything there is to check for. It was strange. Everything looked pretty good, until they checked my hormone levels and they saw my testosterone. Essentially, in my late 20s, I had the testosterone levels of an 80-year-old male. My numbers were shocking. Imagine this, my testosterone was so low that even for an 18-year-old, it would have been below average. Now, in case that you don't know, testosterone is the most important hormone, especially for men, that helps build muscle, maintain energy levels, and stay mentally sharp, making it just crucial and one of the most relevant health metrics. And therefore, they told me to go for an MRI brain scan. But then they found something else. They told me I needed to schedule a special appointment to discuss my result with an expert one-on-one. That is the kind of response that you never want to get. Because basically the conversation could go like this. You have 5 weeks to live. Well, 2 days later, I finally had my appointment. I had no clue what would happen. I sat down and they told me you were diagnosed with secondary hypogonadism, a condition where the body doesn't produce enough testosterone due to a brain issue. And this requires you to follow a treatment routine. It's very safe, but it will be a permanent, lifelong treatment. And they said, that's not all. Look, there's one more thing that we found. To make this clear, you'll most likely never have to come back here again because the diagnosis isn't life-threatening, but you have a hole in your brain that's causing pressure. Most likely it's going to be fine. It's not going to cause you any more issues for the rest of your life. By the way, it's called empty Zeller syndrome. But the good news for you watching this video is that the combination of these 2 diagnoses that I got can only be found in like 0.1% of people in total. Let's talk about the bad news. My main diagnosis that leads to my low T secondary hypogonadism. That's actually pretty common. Between 1 and 5% of all men suffer from this problem, and most of them aren't even aware of that. And by the way, if you're female, a very similar problem can occur, but then usually it's estrogen related. And therefore, you should stay until the end of this video because it will show you how to prevent this issue. Now, did I manage to solve the problem? Am I technically healed? Well, just like a bodybuilder, I now have to inject testosterone with a needle for the rest of my life. Every single week. Is it fun? It isn't, but you get used to it. And honestly, I thought it would be a lot more difficult to get used to needles. But anyway, unfortunately, it wasn't a matter of fixing this problem within just a couple of weeks. It took a long time to go back and forth to find my optimal balance. So I had to start TRT, a testosterone replacement therapy. All of my 20-something symptoms slowly but surely started to fade away. I can now say that I probably never felt better in my life. And because of that, I'm wondering how long this had really affected me. How long had this been undiagnosed, given that I never checked my testosterone values before the age of 30? I'm very certain that this condition has stagnated my progress in life significantly in many ways. In my career, in my private life, but now I feel a lot more joy and happiness. I'm more resilient, I'm stronger, and I'm also cognitively more capable than I was before. And this is why I took off 1 entire year off of YouTube. I hadn't uploaded any videos to just focus on my recovery and dialing in this therapy properly. Now here's what I want you to know. No matter your age, please check your hormone levels every 6 months. If you found yourself in the list of my symptoms, if you don't know what's holding you back right now, then go for a check right now. This is important though. Do it in the morning before 10 a.m. because your hormones will peak before 10 a.m. and testing in later in the day is just going to be quite useless. Starting TRT genuinely has saved my life. I've spoken to other men on the same therapy and they all say the same thing. Without it, they felt like they were just slowly fading and just drifting away in life. Year after year, just slowly slipping further away from who they truly used to be. Because when you neglect these symptoms, it's not just about fatigue or low motivation. It can spiral into a serious depression. The kind where holding down a job or working on a business just becomes impossible. You don't just feel off, you feel physically and mentally broken. Please take this advice seriously. And if this video gave you clarity in some way, maybe this is going to help you even more. I got a brand new training on marvinadam.com that's breaking down the best online business to start this year. I share my strategies that helped me build 5 brands from home to 5 figures a month without leaving my house. That helped Thomas to hit $9K a month from home. That helped Marvin from Texas to hit $33,000 from home. Building lives they actually love. I guarantee it will be worth your time.